right opposite.
Yes.
No, not opposite.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, I know, there you
Yeah,
are.
yeah,
straight down,
yeah,
one more door down.
yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much.
That's my water bottle. This is not water, this is gin.
Yeah, lucky you.
My mother's milk.
Mother's milk. I have walked many a mile along the shores of Prince Edward Isle, blazed on the ridge of the Miramichi. I'm going to start this song again. I always do that. I always start the song in the wrong key. See, I was doing it I was singing in G, and for those of you who wanted to know, I was singing in G, but I should have been in A. Now I'm in A. I have walked many a mile on the shores of Prince Edward Isle, blazed on the ridge of the Miramichi, seen the waves tear and roar at the stone coast of Labrador, watched them roll back to the great northern sea. From the Vancouver Island to the Alberta Highland, across the prairie, the lakes, to Ontario's towers, from the sound of Mount Royal's chimes, up to the Maritimes, something to sing about this land of ours. I have welcomed the dawn from the fields of Saskatchewan, followed the sun to the Vancouver shore, watched it climb shiny new up the snow peaks of Caribou, up to the clouds where the wild Rockies roar. From the Vancouver Island to the Alberta Highland, across the prairie, the lakes, to Ontario's towers, from the sound of Mount Royal's chimes, up to the Maritimes, something to sing about this land of ours. I have heard the wild wind sing the places that I have been, Babel and Red Deer and Strait of Belle Isle, names like Grande Mare and Silver Throne, Moose Jaw and Marrowbone, trails of the pioneer named with a smile. From the Vancouver Island to the Alberta Highland, across the prairie, the lakes, to Ontario's towers, from the sound of Mount Royal's chimes, up to the Maritimes, something to sing about this land of ours. Yes, there's something to sing about, tune up a string about, call out in chorus, or quietly hum of a land that's still young, with a ballad that's still unsung, telling the promise of great things to come. From the Vancouver Island to the Alberta Highland, across the prairie, the lakes, to Ontario's towers, from the sound of Mount Royal's chimes, up to the Maritimes, something to sing about this land of ours. Yes, there is. And that first Canadian song was written by an American, just so you know. And the first line that he wrote, originally he wrote, I have walked across the sands on the Grand Banks of Newfoundland. Now the problem with that line is, as many of you know, the Grand Banks is a fishing ground and it's underwater. So they eventually got around to changing it. And the next one is a juxtaposition of an anthem from French Canada and another Canadian anthem which the Travelers stole from Woody Guthrie. an American folk singer. That's two American written songs about Canada. Anyway. Mon pays, ce n'est pas un pays, c'est l'hiver. Mon jardin, ce n'est pas un jardin, c'est la plaine. Mon chemin, ce n'est pas un chemin, c'est la neige. Mon pays, ce n'est pas un pays, c'est l'hiver. Mon pays, ce n'est pas un pays, c'est l'hiver. Mon refrain, ce n'est pas un refrain, c'est rafale. Ma maison, ce n'est pas ma maison, c'est froid dur. Mon pays, ce n'est pas un pays, c'est l'hiver. This land is your land, this land is my land. From Buena Vista to Vancouver Island, from the Arctic Circle to the Great Lake water, this land was made for you and me. As I was walking that ribbon of highway, I saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me. You can sing it. This land is your land, my land. This land is my land. From Buena Vista to Vancouver Island, from the Arctic Circle to the Great Lake water. This land was made for you and me. I've roamed and rambled, and I followed my footsteps to the fir-clad forests of our mighty mountains, and all around me a voice was sounding. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land. From Buena Vista to the Vancouver Island, from the Arctic Circle to the Great Lake waters, this land was made for you and me. This land was made for you and me. This land was made for you and me. So we stole that song, or The Travelers, which was one of Canada's first folk singing groups. Travelers borrowed that song from Woody Guthrie. A couple of Maritime songs, which are, some of these are very familiar to you for more than one reason. Well, I's the boy that builds the boat, I's the boy that sails her, I's the boy that catches the fish and takes him home to Liza. If your partner Sally to bow, if your partner Sally Brown, I'll do this slowly so you can do it with me. Fogo, Twillingate, Morton's Harbour, all around the circle, sods and rinds to cover your flame, cake and tea for supper, codfish in the spring of the year, fried in maggoty butter. If your partner Sally to bow, if your partner Sally Brown, Fogo, Twillingate, Morton's Harbour, all around the circle. Well, I don't want your maggoty fish, that's no good for winter. I can buy as good as that down in Buena Vista. If your partner Sally to bow, if your partner Sally Brown, Fogo, Twillingate, Morton's Harbour, all around the circle. I took Liza to a dance in faith that she could travel. Every step that she'd take was up to her arse and gravel. If your partner Sally to bow, if your partner Sally Brown, Fogo, Twillingate, Morton's Harbour, all around the circle. I'm sort of phasing in and out with a Newfie accent, as you may have noticed. Jean, are you causing a disturbance? You have to sit down and be good.
Can I come over there? Yes, go on.
Yes, come over there. And then be good.
Sorry, I went an hour too early out.
Well, it's okay. Come quickly and sit down. I'm saving the last verse till you're settled.
Help there?
There, that's perfect.
sorry.
That's all right. Don't do it again.
Thank you.
Susan White, she's out to sight. Her petticoat wants a border. Old Sam Oliver in the dark, he kissed her in the corner. Hip your partner Sally to bow, hip your partner Sally round, for Trilgate Martin's Harbour all around the circle.
Yay.
Yay! I feel like I've had coffee. I'm a little wired. I'm not sure why. But I haven't had, well, I have had coffee this morning. However, this is a classic, and it's a song that I will sing here on Remembrance Day week, because as I've mentioned before, Gail's dad fought in the Battle of the Atlantic, and when I sing this song, this is what I think of. And I gotta tell you, if you haven't seen the Tom Hanks movie about the Battle of the Atlantic, it's another classic. It's a marvelous film about, well, Gail's dad sailed in a Corvette, and the Corvettes, as I've mentioned before, the Corvettes were used to guard the convoys, protect the convoys, the Atlantic convoys, from the German wolf packs, the submarines. They could only do it for most of the trip. There were 5 days in the middle when the escort ships had to turn around because they were out of fuel, and it was 5 days before the British ships coming from that side could reach the convoy. So there's a lot in this song. The sun was setting in the west. The birds were singing on every tree. All nature seemed inclined for to rest, but still there was no rest for me. And you know this. Farewell to Nova Scotia, you sea-bound coast. Let your mountains dark and drear I be. Oh, when I'm far away on the briny ocean tossed, will you ever heave a sigh and a wish for me? I grieve to leave my native land. I grieve to leave my comrades all, and my parents whom I held so dear, and the bonny, bonny lassie that I do adore. Farewell to Nova Scotia, you sea-bound coast. Let your mountains dark and drear I be. For when I'm far away on the briny ocean tossed, will you ever heave a sigh and a wish for me? Well, the drums they do beat, and the wars do alarm. The captain calls, I must obey. So farewell, farewell to Nova Scotia's charms, for it's early in the morning and I'm far, far away. Farewell to Nova Scotia, you sea-bound coast. Let your mountains dark and drear I be. For when I'm far away on the briny ocean tossed, will you ever heave a sigh and a wish for me? I have 3 brothers and they are at rest. Their arms are folded on their breast. But a poor simple sailor just like me must be tossed and driven on the dark blue sea. Farewell to Nova Scotia, you sea-bound coast. Let your mountains dark and drear I be. For when I'm far away on the briny ocean tossed, will you ever heave a sigh and a wish for me? Will you ever heave a sigh and a wish for me? Thank you. Lighten the mood a little bit. There is a Peterborough version of this next song, but this is the original. I guess you'd say it's the original. On the banks of the Don, there's a dear little spot, a boarding house proper, where you get your meals hot. You get fine bread and water, and you won't pay a cent. Your taxes are paid for, your board and your rent. So turn out every man of you all in a line, from the cell to the stone yard, and you all must keep time. You work like a Turk till the bell it strikes one in that grand institution just over the Don. What is that grand institution?
The Don Jail.
The Don Jail, if you want to. And this is where the name of one of the folk groups that I was part of, this is where the name of that group comes from. If you want to get into that palace so neat, take Tanglefoot's whiskey and get drunk on the street. You'll have a fine carriage to drive you from town to that grand institution just over the Don. So turn out every man of you all in a line, from the cell to the stone yard, and you all must keep time. You work like a Turk till the bell it strikes one in that grand institution just over the Don. Our boarders are honest, not one of them steal, for they count all the knives and forks after each meal. Our windows are airy and board up besides, just to keep our good boarders from falling outside. So turn out every man of you all in a line, from the cell to the stone yard, and you all must keep time. You work like a Turk till the bell it strikes one in that grand institution just over the Don. Any questions? No. I was a school teacher once upon a time, and in the grade 2 curriculum, they teach the life cycle of insects. So I wrote a song about the life cycle of insects. And it's an echo song, so I sing a line and you echo it, okay? For those of you who are so inclined. I also did what, they also do the life cycle of the butterfly, you know, the stages, they go through the egg, the pupa, the whatever, so I put up a big bulletin board outside of my classroom, which was the life cycle of the peanut butterfly. Just because I'm perverse. Okay, so this is the bug song. I'm a bug, I'm a bug, I'm a bug, I'm a bug, ugh, ugh, I'm a bug. Now you don't echo this part. Some people say I'm ugly, but actually I'm snuggly. I'm a bug. I'm a bug. I'm a bug. I'm a bug. Ugh, ugh. I'm a bug. I've got 6 legs and I like scrambled eggs. I'm a bug. Good. I'm a bug. I'm a bug. Ugh, ugh, I'm a bug. I live in trees and I swing on a trapeze. I'm a bug. hard part, because it doesn't rhyme, but it talks about the three main body parts of an insect. And a spider, in case there's any doubt, a spider is not an insect, just so you know. So what are the three body parts of an insect? Head. Oh, well done. I'm a bug. I'm a bug. Hug, hug. I'm a bug. I've a head and a thorax and an abdomen. I'm a bug. Last verse. I'm a bug. I'm a bug. Hug, hug. I'm a bug. I live in a hole and I like rock and roll. I'm a bug. Where am I? Oh yes, Capo 4th. This is a Canadian classic, and I got to sing this one. I got to sing this one with the Bonaccords and the Jubilaires in one of our concerts before we got shut down. What do I want to say about it? Other than the fact that it's a Canadian classic. 'Twas early in the spring when I decided to go to work up in the woods in North Ontario. And the unemployment office thought they'd send me through to the little Abitibi with the survey crew. And the finger pick is coming off. And the black fly, the little black fly, always the black fly, no matter where you go, I'll die with the black fly picking my bones in North Ontario, in North Ontario. The man Black Toby was the captain of the crew, and he said, I'm gonna tell you boys what we're gonna do. They want to build a power dam and we must find a way for to make the little ab flow around the other way. And the black fly, the little black fly, always the black fly, no matter where you go, I'll die with the black fly picking my bones in North Ontario, in North Ontario. So we surveyed to the east, and we surveyed to the west, and we couldn't make our minds up how to do it best. Little lab, what shall I do? For I'm all but going crazy on the survey crew. And the black fly, the little black fly, always the black fly, no matter where you go, I'll die with the black fly picking my bones in North Ontario, in North Ontario. It was black fly everywhere, crawling in your whiskers, crawling in your hair. Swimming in the soup and a swimming in the tea. The devil take the black fly and let me be in the black fly, the little black fly, always the black fly, no matter where you go. I'll die with the black fly picking my bones in North Ontario, in North Ontario. At last the job was over. Black Toby said we're through with the little Abitibi and the survey crew. 'Twas a wonderful experience, and this I know, I'll never go again to North Ontario. And the black fly, the little black fly, always the black fly, no matter where you go, I'll die with the black fly picking my bones in North Ontario, in North Ontario. And the black fly, the little black fly, always the black fly, no matter where you go, I'll die with the black fly picking my bones in North Ontario, in North Ontario.
Oh,
Love it.
I can relate to that one because I grew up in Kapuskasing, where all the flies are.
We can relate to it down here
And I
almost.
used to wear nylon stockings
Yep.
on my head.
I know. Anybody who's got a cottage 5 miles or 5 kilometers north of here can relate to the black flies. But yeah, this is kind of a kid song. Anybody still got a penny in their pocket? Still got a penny? Well, this is kind of a cute song, primarily written for kids, but I kind of like it. And you'll like it too. I've got Canada in my pocket, a little bit of history. A penny and a nickel and a quarter and a dime mean a lot to you and me. It's more than pocket money, they're the symbols of our land. They're pictures of important things for which this country stands. And even though you don't have many pennies around anymore, the maple leaf is a beautiful sight to see. It waves hello to us below from the branch of the maple tree. And with every year that passes, it grows like you and me. So should we all grow straight and tall like the lovely maple tree? I've got Canada in my pocket, a little bit of history. A penny and a nickel and a quarter and a dime mean a lot to you and me. It's more than pocket money, they're the symbols of our land. They're pictures of important things for which this country stands. The beaver, oh the beaver, is a beautiful sight to see. He's a happy furry animal like a teddy bear with teeth. He's never ever lazy, he works all night and day, building houses for his family. He's got no time to play. I've got Canada in my pocket, a little bit of history. A penny and a nickel and a quarter and a dime mean a lot to you and me. It's more than pocket money, they're the symbols of our land. They're pictures of important things for which this country stands. The schooner, oh the schooner, is a beautiful sight to see. It's a great big wooden sailing ship that can sail across the sea. It brings to other countries the things their people need, and brings back things like chocolate bars and books for us to read. I've got Canada in my pocket, a little bit of history. A penny and a nickel and a quarter and a dime mean a lot to you and me. It's more than pocket money, they're the symbols of our land. They're pictures of important things for which this country stands. Last verse. The caribou is a beautiful sight to see. He's a really big, strong animal, I'm sure you all agree. He looks like Santa's reindeer, and he loves it when the wind blows cold. But he lives up north with the polar bears, 'cause he likes the ice and snow. I've got Canada in my pocket, a little bit of history. A penny and a nickel and a quarter and a dime mean a lot to you and me. It's more than pocket money, they're the symbols of our land. They're pictures of important things for which this country stands. What's the name of our most famous schooner?
Blue Nose.
Good.
Blue Nose.
Yeah, Blue Nose. This is a little gentler song. This is a lament from the West. And I think it's equally popular on both sides of the border. From this valley they say you are leaving. We shall miss your bright eyes and sweet smile, for you take with you all of the sunshine that has brightened our pathway a while. Come and sit by my side, come and sit by my side. hasten, do not hasten to bid me adieu. Just remember the Red River Valley and the cowboy that loved you so true. For a long time, my darling, I've waited for the sweet words you never would say. Now at last all my fond hopes have vanished, for they say that you're going away. Come and sit by my side if you love me. Do not hasten to bid me adieu. Just remember the Red River Valley and the cowboy who loved you so true. Just remember the Red River Valley and the cowboy that loved you so true. And from the sublime to the ridiculous to the silly. There was blood on the saddle and blood all around and a great big puddle of blood on the ground. Gotta hit those consonants, okay? Blood. The cowboy lay in it, all covered with gore, and he won't go riding his broncos no more. There was blood on the saddle and blood all around and a great big puddle of blood on the ground. Oh, pity the cowboy, all bloody and red, for the bronco fell on him and mashed in his head. That's enough blood and gore. Sorry about that, for those of you with sensitive stomachs. Hello out there, we're on the air, it's hockey night tonight. Tension grows and the whistle blows and the puck goes down the ice. The goalie jumps and the players bump and the fans all go insane. Someone roars, Bobby scores at the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Second period, where the players dash with skates aflash. The home team trails behind, but they grab the puck and go bursting up, and they're down across the line. They storm the crease like bumblebees, they travel like a burning flame. We see them slide the puck inside, it's a 1-1 hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Third period, last game of the Stanley Cup. Oh, take me where the hockey players face off down the rink, and the Stanley Cup is all filled up for the champs who win the drink. Now the final flick of a hockey stick and the one gigantic scream. The puck is in, the home team wins the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Who wrote that? Stompin' Tom wrote that. And Stompin' Tom, most of you know this, he became Stompin' Tom here in the King George Hotel in Peterborough. That's where it started. How's my time? I'm overtime, but that's okay. I want to do Oh, I'm gonna do these. I'm gonna do a couple of. I'm gonna do a couple of songs. I'm gonna do a song for Jack. Some of you know. Most of you probably don't know. Jack is one of the main people responsible for the rebuild and the preservation of the Hope Mill. Okay, he, and with the financial support of GE, rebuilt the mill, and it's and it's still a working mill, right?
Right.
So here are a couple of songs about lumbering. If you ask any girl from the parish around what pleases her most from her head to her toes, she'll say, I'm not sure if it's business of yours, but I do love to waltz with the log driver, for he goes whirling down the white water. That's where the log driver learns to step lightly, whirling down the white water. Log drivers waltz pleases girls completely. And of course, the log driver is moving the logs down to the Hope Mill. When the drive's nearly over, they like to go down and watch all the lads as they work on the river. When evening comes round, they'll all be in town, and they all want to dance with their log driver, for he goes whirling down the white water. That's where the log driver learns to step lightly, whirling down the white water. Log drivers waltz pleases girls completely. To please both her parents, she had to give way and dance with the doctors and lawyers and teachers. Their manners are fine, but their feet are like clay. They're none with the style of her log driver, for he goes whirling down the white water. That's where the log driver learns to step lightly, whirling down the white water. Log drivers waltz pleases girls completely. Now she's had her chances with all kinds of men, but none with the style of her man on the river. So if he comes by and he asks her again, she thinks that she'll marry her log driver, for he goes whirling down the white water. That's where the log driver learns to step lightly, whirling down the white water. Log drivers waltz pleases girls completely. This is another lumbering song. And this is what happens before the log driver gets the wood. Come on, come on, you jolly fellas, and listen to me song. It's all about the shanty boys and how they get along. A crew of jolly good fellas as ever you may find. It's how they spend the winter months a-hurling down the pines. At 4 o'clock each morning, the boss begins to shout, turn out, you jolly Teamsters, it's time to start the route. The Teamsters say we'll all jump up in a most frightful way. Where is me boots, where is me pants, me socks has gone astray. At 6 o'clock it's breakfast and every man is out, for every man who is not sick will sure be on the route. There's sawyers and there's choppers to lay the timber low. There's Teamsters and there's swamper lads to drag it to and fro. It's snap and crack me whip, box out, I whistle and I sing. I sit upon my double sled as happy as a king. You hear the axes ringing until the sun goes down. Hooray, me boys, the day is out, to the shanty we are bound. And when we reach the shanty with cold hands and wet feet, we We then pull off our rubber boots, our supper for to eat. We sing and dance till 9 o'clock, into our bunks we climb. Those winter months, they don't seem long, a-hurling down the pines. They don't. And then I did the Raftsman the other day, so I'm not going to do that again. Oh, I got to do this one, don't I? No, maybe not. Yeah, I got to do this one. I need to practice on this one. I got 2 more, well, maybe 3. Okay. I need to practice on this one. Who is Diefenbaker? This is a trick question, by the way.
Prime Minister.
Okay, Prime Minister. Who was the other Diefenbaker? The other Diefenbaker
Baker was the Prime Minister.
was a TV dog.
Oh, right. Oh, the Mountie.
The Mountie's dog.
True North.
Canada's favorite Mountie. Paul Gross.
Sergeant Preston.
In, what is it, Due North?
Yeah, Due North.
Due North? Due South? I don't know.
Due North.
Anyway, the most polite Mountie you'll ever meet. Anyway, delightful television series, and it's still around. Anyway, Paul Gross is a pretty good actor and a pretty good musician. He wrote this song, and he wrote it about folks like me, folks my age. I'm not going to say anybody else is my age, but he wrote it about me. And he wrote it about the Bonaccords, because the Bonaccords are all my age. And it spoke to me, let's say. Well, I was born up north of Great Slave, 1898, and I rode near all my life on a ranch near Devil's Gate. And I've seen this world around me bend and flip and change. Hey, it feels like rain. That's a thundercloud. Well, I've been called a coward, but I've seen 2 world wars, and I lost my son Virgil a Korean reward, and my Lucy died last summer. You ask me if I cry, hell, I shed tears all over this ground. They're falling from these blue Alberta skies. We're gonna ride forever. You can't keep horsemen in a cage. Should the angels call, well, it's only then we'll pull in the rain. Now they tell me I'm an old man. They tell me I am blind. They took my driver's license. This house ain't far behind. I said, jump back, all you big suits. You got something wrong, 'cause I ain't gone. No, I ain't gone. I am still breathing. I still have my pride. And I have my memories. Your life, it never dies. Like the wind that blows in thunder, like the stallion on the fly. I got it all, and I'm standing tall underneath these blue Alberta skies. We're gonna ride forever. You can't keep horsemen in a cage. Should the angels call, well, it's only then we'll pull in the rain. So I say to all you old men, don't let yourselves get broke. If you think the world's gone crazy and it's scratching at your throat, dust off that old saddle, get it on a horse, kick up your spurs. We're gonna run like stink. We're gonna tear across these blue Alberta skies. We're gonna ride forever. You can't keep horsemen in a cage. Should the angels call, well, it's only then we'll pull in the reins. Two more. This one is because Roberta asked for this. One of our guest performers the other day asked for this, and I don't know whether they did it or not. Anyway, I like doing it too. See if you can tell the song by the first chords. I heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do you? Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, and the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof. Her beauty in the moonlight overthrew you. Tied you to a kitchen chair, she broke your throne and she cut your hair, and from your lips she drew the hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Best, it wasn't much, I couldn't feel, so I tried to touch. I've told the truth, I didn't come to fool ya. And even though it all went wrong, I'll stand before the Lord a song with nothing on my tongue but hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. And finally, from our favorite East Coast television show, the closing theme, sung by whom? Who sang the closing theme for Don Messer's Jubilee? Who were the two singers on that show? I heard Marg Osborne and Charlie Chamberlain. And then we're finished. I'm going to do this again tomorrow because on a holiday weekend there's nothing going on, right? So I might as well do something. So tomorrow, I think we're going to do Campfire. Like these will be songs that you would have sung at camp when you were a youngster or younger. Or younger, shall we say. Younger. Anyway, because I think, Eleanor, you missed this, didn't you? You missed the Campfire one, didn't you? I don't know. Smile a while, you kiss me, sad adieu. When the clouds roll by, I'll come to you. When the clouds roll by, I'll come come to you, then the skies will seem more blue. Then the skies will seem more blue. Down in Lover's Lane, my dearie. Down in Lover's Lane, my dearie. Wedding bells will ring so merrily. Wedding bells will ring so merrily. Every tear will be a memory. Every tear will be a memory. So wait and pray each night for me. So wait and pray each night for me. Till we meet again. And tomorrow, if you're not doing anything, because I'm not.
You're singing.
Oh yeah, and I need the practice. Thanks for coming, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.